Hello everybody, it's Joe here, and welcome back to my F123 My Team Career Mode. We are now on round 2 of Season 5. We are at the Caspian Sea, Baku, Azerbaijan, and it's time for one lap qualifying. We haven't been here in a couple of seasons, but I'm glad to be back here at Baku. This should be good. This is a very challenging circuit though, and it's not one of my strongest. In fact, quite the opposite. But I am hoping we can have a good race. So far though, this lap is not looking particularly clever, and we are down in 20th. So I'm hoping we can gain some places there. And we did with that turn-in, but it's not so much the turn-in, it's when we're getting the power down that we're losing time. And Russell already quite a bit ahead of us, half a second. Now it's Norris, but we're not really on the pace on this qualifying lap, it has to be said, so we need to try and find something more. And well, I think that's just killed it really. We go very wide there. Castle section, temps can be gained, but we're not really gaining them. We're not really gaining anything. If anything, we're losing it, and we're still only in P21. This is a nightmare of epic proportions here. We have one sector to try and make this right, but it's just not happened for us, has it? It's really not happened for us. 1.1 off of pole, and in P20 I'm hoping that when we cross the line we can gain a bit more speed, but wow, this is a dismal qualifying. This is dismal. My best effort, I don't really know how much I did wrong there, but that was P20, and that's gonna give me a headache for the most part of the weekend. Who got pole in the end? It's Alex Albon with Lando Norris second and Charles Leclerc third. Then it's Russell, Piastri, Verstappen, Sainz and Gasly. So round one's winner down in 8th. I'm down in 20th. What a horrendous qualifying. I'm really hoping we can pull back more for the Grand Prix.
Forget pit stops, forget fuel management. It's pedal to the metal all the way here as we get ready for today's sprint. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. Alex Albon leads us away from pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Russell, Oscar Piastri, Verstappen, Sainz, Gasly, Drugovich, Teo Pourchaire, Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Halga, Vesti, Liam Lawson, Stroll, Iwasa, Joe, Doohan, Joker, Sargent, and Esteban Ocon lines up at the back of the grid. And why don't we start by discussing...
Okay, we've got that relief of having points on the board finally, so let's keep that form up and get another top 10 finish today, please.
I don't think qualifying could have been any more miserable if we tried. So let's try and get ourselves a better grid position for the race itself. We got 6 laps of a sprint to try and improve our grid position, and we are underway here, and Lance Stroll very slow away in the Red Bull there. And I'm just going to be a little bit cautious into one here as an Aston Martin, I think it was, turns in on me. No, that was Pourchaire. That wasn't Pourchaire, that was Stroll. And the underbody's taken a slight hit thanks to Stroll. Ricciardo on our right now. Can we get past Daniel Ricciardo and maybe have a look at Fred Vesti? Look at the torque the Ferrari has. We're definitely going to have a look down the inside here. We're going to potentially pass Iwasa too. We do pass Iwasa. That wasn't the cleanest of moves. But we move up into 14th place. 6 positions gained off the start. That is very nice indeed. And now the field are backing each other up round the very slow and tight corners here at Baku. And I did wonder if there was maybe a chance at another overtake, but no. Right, we've moved up 6 places, and that's a great place to start from, but we need to keep the momentum going. We've got Sonoda dead ahead, we've got Vesti behind, we've got Lawson in front of him, and Aston Martin here looking a little bit more like a better improved package than what we've seen of them last season. Last season they were comfortably towards the back and not really getting anywhere, scoring 0 points, whereas this season they're looking improved and closer to the pack. Right, let's try and get Sonoda and Lawson here. We've got a very long straight to do it in. We just don't have that strong straight line speed, as Sonoda is having a look at Lawson. This might be a good opportunity to try and pounce on the pair of them, because while they're fighting each other, we might be able to have a go. Right, Lawson and Sonoda banging wheels there. Sonoda's got past Lawson. We should be able to pass Lawson too, but we got a lovely little slipstream on Yuki Tsunoda. He's going to try and cover the inside. I'm going to brake a bit later and try and swing round. Yes! Up into P12, getting that move done. Next up is Dennis Hauger, and I want to get a move on because I'm sensing a chance to grab a couple of points here, which would very much help out in the championship. Our pace isn't particularly strong, I'll be honest, and I'm not sure what it is I'm doing wrong. Albon sets the fastest lap. Norris beats that to 1:42. Where are we? Well, we're still in the 42s. We're 6 tenths off, but we're still in the 42s. So that's good. And what was really good there was our braking spot. We may even be able to nip Hauger here, and there's a battle going on ahead of us. Unfortunately, that is going to give Hauger DRS, isn't it? No, it doesn't. So this gives us a potential to have a look at Hauger. No. We would have lost the wing there. Ooh. A little bit of a kiss to the inside barrier. Little bit of a kiss to the inside barrier. Thankfully, no harm done. And a little nudge on Hauger to say, get a move on. I am right here. Right. That's Pierre Gasly ahead of Drogovic, who's keeping things held up, I would assume. But it's Albon leading the way in this sprint. And Albon, he's on a mission in this season. He was leading part of Melbourne. Unfortunately, he had a moment where he got forced into the pits, but Albon on a miss. Right, let's try and get after Hauger. And that was a beautiful exit, that. And I think that is going to set us up nicely to attack this Alfa Romeo in front of us. Look at the slipstream we're getting on him. This should be a done deal. This is a done deal. We pull alongside Hauger, and it's up to P11. What a nice move that was. Now we can get after Gasly and Drogovic. I need to stop hitting these walls, because that's allowed Hauger to come back at me. And Hauger's going to have the inside here, but I'm going to have DRS because of him being ahead going into the corner. Thank you very much, Dennis. I will see you later. Bye-bye-bye-bye. But we're pulling back on Porsche here. Ooh, that was a bit sideways, but I think that was sideways and that was costly. I think it's ruined any chance we had of getting after the Red Bull. But he's not going to have DRS, so we might be vulnerable. He might be vulnerable. It's not going to be here, though. It's not going to be here. It's going to be into freeze that we get our best chance. So let's get as close as we can here. And then use that DRS, but I think we're not going to have enough straight. So I think we can kiss goodbye to a top 10 here. And that's frustrating. But it is quite hard to pass round here. Drogovic and Gasly are 8th and 9th at the moment. So this is a positive sign as we throw the car through the corner, and I still want to push for P10. It's all about how we get out of here, and we've got closer to Porsche there, and you know what? That might do it. That might do it. We're going to have to do it before the start-finish line, but we got to run. We got to run. Can we get this done? DRS opens now. We're going to pull alongside Porsche. Are we going to nick P10 on the line? Yes, we do.
All right, race over. Take care of the car.
And that is a proud moment right there, because that puts us in the top 10 for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. 10 places gained in that sprint. That is a huge positive. I didn't even see who won it because I was so focused on just making sure I crossed the line. And it is Alex Albon who is your winner. Lando Norris getting second, Charles Leclerc third, Carlos Sainz moving up places in fourth. And then it's Russell, Piastri getting his first points for Williams. And it's Verstappen and Gasly rounding out the 8.
Good afternoon and welcome from Baku. This was the arena, if you think back to 2017, of one of the most eventful races of modern history, with controversy behind the safety car, last-second overtakes, and a historic podium for Williams and for Lance Stroll. Let's find out what lies in store for us this year. It's time for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, with 20 turns and a length. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Alex Albon leads us away from pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Russell, Verstappen, Gasly, Drugovich, Joker, Teo Pourchaire, Tsunoda, Halger, Liam Lawson, Sainz, Vesti, Ricciardo, Oscar Piastri, Iwasa, Joe, Stroll, Doohan, Ocon, and Logan Sargent. Now let's kick off our conversation with...
Aye, penalty for Piastri and Sainz, you naughty boys, but that moves us up a couple of positions, and that gives us an even better chance moving forward into the race. Chances are there'll be safety cars. There could be a red flag. This usually attracts drama, so yeah, let's see what the 18 laps of this Azerbaijan Grand Prix has in store. Well, it has in store a couple of drivers on hards. I'm not sure why they're doing that, but we are underway here, and there are a couple of sluggish starters there, one of which is Charles Leclerc, but he shouldn't lose too much. But we were able to gain on Drugovich, and I was having a little look at Gasly there. Still might, as Gasly tries to crowd me out. That's not going to work. You're not going to bully me wide. We have gone through, and Drugovich is having a look. Look at it ahead, though. That is bedlam up ahead as they're all sorting each other out. Norris trying to get through someone, and there's a McLaren that's gone into an early lead. Oh, Leclerc was so slow through there. We've tagged him. He's now gone wide, and we have gone past Leclerc up into 5th place. But hard tyres. I'm not sure of that call, but we are up to P5, and that is not a bad place to be. That is not a bad place to be when you consider our starting positions and how this weekend have gone up until the Grand Prix. So let's remain positive. The front four are in front of us. We got a race to win. Let's try and win it here. Lando Norris down to 3rd. It's Albon and Russell that are your 2 leaders, and I think Norris is gonna get ready to shape up a go, and I think Drugovich is getting ready to shape up a go on Leclerc as well. I can't see what's going on behind me, but Albon leads the way, and I think Russell may even be going for Albon. I can't see what's going on. I can only make it out on the map. And here we go then. This is George Russell going round the outside of Alex Albon and taking the lead here. And I think Albon's made a bit of a mistake and lost a little bit of time. and that's going to make Albon vulnerable to Lando Norris, and it's also going to make him vulnerable to, guess who? Max Verstappen. And Albon is also on the hard tyres, so McLaren, they're going to struggle here. And look, Albon just, well, that's a bit rude. But now we've got Verstappen right in front of us. I thought about it, but then I thought better of it. But Albon is going to have no pace at this beginning either. And I don't know what's with the decision for the hard tyres, lads. But Russell has got clear, Norris has got clear, and I'm trying to get myself clear too. The only way to do that, though, is to stay close to the back of Albon and Verstappen, and Leclerc is catching up with us too. Now, did Albon take a hit? That's what I'm wondering. I'm thinking he must have taken something, but here we go. Surely Verstappen's going to have a look at Albon here, and we might be able to capitalise on that. I want to try and get after them both if I can. A nice little double slipstream, but I don't think that's going to work out quite for us. Verstappen going for the move, but look at this slipstream we've got. I'm going for it. I see a line, I see an opening, and I'm going to try get down the inside of the pair of them. And has that worked? Breathe in. That has worked. Up into P3. And what a beautiful move that was on Verstappen and Albon. Up into P3. And the podium places in this Azerbaijan Grand Prix. That is the way you begin a motor race here. From 8th to 3rd in the first 2 laps. That is mighty. Alright, as much as we've had a bit of excitement in the early stages, it is time to settle down into this race. And try not to lose focus, because we do have Verstappen right behind us. And Max is going to be very, very quick. Unlike Albon, who is on the hards and struggling for pace. And Verstappen is 8 tenths behind, so I don't think he's going to be close enough to make an attempt on this lap. I think we are pretty safe where we're at. Oh, a little kiss of that barrier. We've really got to stop doing that. And I think Norris is going for it. Norris is going for it.
Okay, here's the gap that we're trading the car ahead by. 3.0 seconds.
And Norris, I think, is in the lead. Here is Lando Norris then, last season's champion, going for the lead of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Round the outside of George Russell he goes, and he is forcing his way through, and into the lead goes Lando Norris. And Verstappen, we're dropping him a little bit, but I need to be dropping him by more. I'm hoping now that we can have a go, have a chance at maybe getting past Russell as well, and protecting a 1-2 for the team. What a result that would be here. Grabbing a 1-2. But I have still got Verstappen to deal with, and he is not going away. But I intend to offer Russell the same courtesy of not going away, but applying pressure. Although you're not going to apply pressure taking that line. Or that one. Oh, I hate that bit of circuit, and I can feel just how much time we've lost. Verstappen might try something here. If I were you, Max, I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. Right. Let's try and get a bit closer to Russell. He's dropped back by several tenths to Norris now. So Norris making it clear that he intends to disappear into the distance here. Meanwhile, I'm left fending off former champion Max Verstappen, and Russell is going to benefit a little bit from DRS here as Verstappen is coming at me, but I don't think he's going to have enough straight to do it here.
The pit window, and you're going to be on mediums.
We are approaching the pit window though, which is good news, because what I might do is pit next lap, 1 lap early, and see if I can just get a bit of a jump on Russell. Problem is, I don't want to pit early and then be vulnerable for a safety car, because they happen hit. Oh, that rear end just not responding. I'm trying to put my foot down, but the rear's just not having it. And here comes Verstappen having a look. We've hit the wall again. And I tell you what, Max is going to have a better chance here, because he is only within a few tenths. Going to try and use the torque of the engine to get us clear. But Verstappen is right there. And this surely is going to be a done deal. I don't think I'm going to be able to stop him here. But we do have a bit more straight line speed than he does. Verstappen trying to go for the inside. Are we going to be able to hold him back? Verstappen goes for it. He's not quite got it done. And Verstappen not able to do it. So we were able to hold position. And now Drugovich is having a look at Verstappen. That's going to hold the pair of them up going through there. And I'm grateful for that, because it means I can just get that bit more clear of them while they fight each other. Although taking that line isn't going to help you get clear of them. But again, they're fighting each other. So I'm leaving them to that. Leaving them to their own devices.
Next car is 4 seconds ahead. 4 seconds.
And into the pits we come. Russell, I think, is also pitted. I'm going to try and go in as fast as I can. And that was a nice entry. Right, in we go. The mechanics will be at the end. The only drivers that haven't pitted are those on the hard. There's Russell ahead of us. Let's have a nice, stress-free stop, please.
Okay, go, go, go.
And that is just what the doctor ordered. And unfortunately, though, we have come out in traffic. That's the only downside here, is that we've got Ocon and Iwata ahead of us. But other than that, that was a pretty good stop. I want to try and get clear of these guys as soon as possible, because this is just going to be holding me up. Right, let's have a go off on here. Yeah, he got that done. And the best thing is that Verstappen has got stuck behind him. And that's what we want to see. If we can trap Verstappen behind other cars. And of course, the longer Verstappen stays trapped behind slower cars, the better for us. Look at that, we've already gained over 1.5 seconds on him. And that will help us out. We're going to have a nice bit of DRS from Iwata here. Oh, I don't want to be backed up. I really don't want to be backed up. Here we go. We should just blast past him here. On his left. Yep. That's that done. DRS wide open. Thank you, Iwata. Right, next up is Lance Stroll, one of the drivers who started on mediums. I think Russell has had to battle his way past a certain Liam Lawson, and we're now on Lance Stroll in the Red Bull. Strange move from Mercedes to Red Bull for Lance. Clearly Lawrence wants to invest in what is quite a fallen Red Bull team as we get past Stroll for 9th place. And that's not even Russell that's battling Lawson, it's Vesti. So Russell has got a bit further up the road, and Leclerc is the next car that we're battling, but he's a few seconds behind us. I want to get past Lawson as soon as possible, but it's not going to happen around the castle section. Oh, look how close we are. I do think P3 is the best we can hope for in this Grand Prix. I'm wondering how Albon has fallen so low down the order. That's my other thing, but I think Albon might actually be leading the race. I think Albon might be currently leading this Grand Prix, but obviously needing to pit. Either that or it's another medium runner, and I can't think of who it might be. But Leclerc's losing time behind Vesti now, and that is music to my ears as George Russell gets past Dennis Hauger. That's brave if he's done it there, I've not really seen many overtakes happen there, but
Okay, so the gaps in the car
Russell
ahead,
getting a move on because
2.2
clearly he's
seconds.
worried about the oncoming Joe. And Leclerc losing a nice chunk of time to Vesti. Cheers, Fred, for keeping him back. Hauger is pulling into the pits. And we're now within 2.5 seconds of Russell. And who's the other car? It's Drugovic. I tell you what, Drugovic has nearly jumped me here. But he's on soft tyres, so he's going to be quite quick towards the end. Actually, no, he didn't nearly jump me. I thought he had, but turns out he hasn't. And now Verstappen and Leclerc, they're going to be racing each other. And you know what? I hope those two keep each other busy, because that will give me an even better chance to retain this P3 that I'm currently in, because it's been a really hard fought P3. But I'd be oh so happy to come away from Baku with a podium. But there's still a lot of racing to do yet, so let's keep pushing. Still a way to go in this Azerbaijan Grand Prix. End of lap 12, so we're 2/3 of the way through now, and we've just got 1/3 of the race still to go. I am trying to see if I can bring the gap down to Russell, and it's coming down by like a couple of tenths, but that's not going to be enough to do it. But we are going to set a nice personal best here of a 1:43.1. I just don't think we're going to have enough pace to catch up to Russell, but I want to give it a go. I don't want to just give up, I want to give it a go. Because there is an opportunity there to try and grab a 1-2 for the team, and that would be really great. Especially when you consider that in qualifying for the sprint, I was 20th. Oh no, we've got an engine failure! No! 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 Oh, that is heartbreaking. That is heartbreaking. We managed to avoid one all of last season. And in a second race, when we've got a car that can fight, nah.
It's never an easy race here in Azerbaijan. There's drama around every corner, but they've come through to take a brilliant victory here today. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
A show-stopping performance from the three drivers approaching the podium right now. It's been an interesting Grand Prix, that's for sure.
In a word, gutted.
So then, it's time to see how
Absolutely gutted. Lando Norris, however, for our team, takes the win. I can't be too down about that because that is still our team. Russell getting second, Drugovic getting the podium for Williams, a fine result for him. Leclerc getting fourth, Verstappen, who looked so strong early on, finishes fifth. Then it's Tsunoda, Gasly getting 7th, Sainz 8th, Piastri 9th, and Alex Albon grabbing the final point. And he started on pole. He looked so strong heading into this Grand Prix, and it just didn't work out for him. But here's the championship standings. Lando Norris is on 51 points and already has a 19-point gap to Gasly. Russell is 3rd, Tsunoda up in 4th. Then it's Leclerc, Verstappen, Drugovich, myself, Sainz and Ricciardo completing the top 10. That is gutting. That is really gutting. But in the positive news, we're leading the Constructors' Championship. So I can't be too disheartened by that. But it was a near perfect score for Lando. And that engine failure proving costly. And I think, depending on how the next few races go, I could end up playing a wingman role for Lando Norris moving forwards. I don't know. It's just gutting that we've lost that many points this early in the season. And we've got a lot of work to do to try and claw that back. Thank you for watching anyway. Don't forget to leave a like, hit subscribe if you're new and you want to see more content from me. Until the next time, I've been Joe, TTFN, ta-ta for now, take care, see you soon.